Bam, we're live. Sorry about being a minute late here. I have no excuse. I was sitting here the whole time, fiddling with the internet. I was thinking about calling Hiller this morning. Did he say yesterday he was going to start doing the rogue challenges? Did Andrew Hiller say that? Like we were wondering if they tested for the juice. And he was wondering if he was going to start doing the rogue challenges. We were asking if he could do the rogue challenges. Anyway, it looks like they got another one. It's called the Ski Lift Challenge, April 14th. From April 14th to April 24th. 2-week window to do it. 2,000 meter skier, one set of max unbroken deadlifts. I wonder what the weight is on those deadlifts. Challenge details. You get a show. Let's see. How come they don't just tell you front and center what the weight of the deadlift is? I'll show you the. I saw the email this morning. Oh, they even have a little video. I don't know if I can play that. I don't know how Rogue handles that shit. Once the athlete completes the 2,000 meters, the athlete will need to call out the time showing on the monitor. At this time, the 2-minute rest period starts as the gym timer continues to count up. The athlete may not perform any warm-up deadlift reps during this period. The athlete should remain in clear view of the camera for the entire duration. Where the hell is the weight on this deadlift? Anyone know? Anyone going to write it in the... oh, here we go. Oh, there's weight classes too. Wow. Looks like there's some weight classes over here for boys 14 and older. 3 weight classes. Crazy. Oh, here we go. This might be the weight over here. Nope. Is anyone saying in the comments what it is? Oh, 200% of body weight. Is that what it is? Are you fucking with me? It's double body weight. That's why it doesn't say the weight. It's just double what your body weight is. I'm looking for a number. Oh, okay. I see. You're right. Okay. The female division is the deadlift load is 150% of your body weight, rounded to the nearest 5-pound increment. Rounded up or rounded down? Rounded to the nearest. Scaled is 100% of body weight. Okay, and the dude's is 200. So Hiller would take his body weight times it by, so he'd have to do max reps at 400 pounds if he's a 200er. Jeez. Wow. That's crazy. Jay Hartle, bam. YouTube feels like home. Anyway, I wonder if Hiller's going to do that. I mean, I think he should. Although 2,000 meters on the skier sounds absolutely atrocious. Holding his cock. Here I am. Good to see you. Jeffrey Birchfield, good to see you. Clock, good to see you. Patrick Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Good to see you. Geez Louise, good to see you. Michelle Shanks. You know, I knew a guy named Michael Shanks. He was this... It's kind of an interesting story. There's this model named Taylor Hill. I wonder if I can find her on the internet. Taylor Hill. Instagram. Let's see. Instagram. Holy shit. This chick has 23 million followers. Holy shit. Wow, that's crazy. So Greg had this friend named Jim Jordan. He's been on this show. He's a photographer. He lives like in the same neighborhood as pretty successful photographer, very successful. Lives in the same neighborhood as Justin Bieber and the Kardashians' mom. Anyway, this was Greg's friend growing up, this photographer, and Greg hadn't seen him, and I'm just going to make this up, 20 years. And then we met. They were reuniting, and we went to dinner in Los Angeles, and it was the first time that they had seen each other, let's say, in 20 years. And he showed up with this little girl with him, like little girl. no fucking way was she 18. I'm going to guess she was, I don't know. She just seemed like a little kid to me. I'm going to say 14. And maybe 15. Fuck, I don't know. Maybe 12. Fuck, I don't know. But she was young and she was tiny, this tiny little kid. And it was one of his models. And she showed up and we all had dinner. And we were out. It was late. It was like 10:30. And she started getting tired and like basically falling asleep. And my wife was there. And Greg told Jim, he said, hey, if you want to hang out and stay with us, I'll get a hotel room for that, your model, and Haley can take her up to her room. My wife was there. Haley was there. So Greg rented this chick a room, and then Haley took her to her room. And then I saw this girl at the CrossFit game a few times. It was kind of a trip watching her change every year I saw her. Anyway, she was dating this guy, Michael Shank, for like, I don't know, 10 years or something. That I also became friends. I became friends with him. I didn't become friends with her. But fuck, man, I didn't realize she became so fucking popular. She looks like she's like a rich model. Like she like makes a real living dressing in nice clothes. Man, so much for, I like giant heads, so much for giant heads. Her head's tiny. Look at you. She even looks hot in this blurry photo. I guess maybe I'd look hot in a blurry photo too. God, this is a great picture. Anyway, small world. What's her name again? Taylor Hill. All right. Now she's an adult. I wish I made a living dressing up like a girl. And she actually is a girl, so it's kind of cool. Thank you. I always look hot. Thank you. Wait till I shave. I'm about to get a fucking crazy haircut. I don't know if it's crazy, but I'm gonna take off a year's worth of hair. Dick sucker. Over under YouTube ban Sevan again. I don't know what over under means, but you do not want to know my opinion on it. The fact that someone went back and watched an episode from a month ago that got me banned means that it's almost like certain. It's almost certain. Unless I were to just go back and erase the entire library of content. It's the only way I can think. It's the only way I can think. Hey, Hiller didn't like the fact that I'm pushed into a corner here. I think he's right. I think maybe it makes the vibe too intense for the show. I think maybe I liked it better when there was more space behind me, like visually. Better feng shui. Better feng shui. I know it's a betting line. I just don't know what it means. Erase it, pussy. Yeah, you really? I know. I thought about it, right? It's kind of like it's some kind of weird attachment that I should go back and erase the last 790 episodes. And the thing is, I would only erase them from YouTube. So, what Greg wants to know, what specifically got you banned? Talking about the 49ers, trannies, or just being crazy? I think it was talking about how that I said that if you want to buy 49er tickets, you should go stand in line with adequate payment method in your pocket. And when it's your turn, address the person at the ticket counter and say, hi, how are you? And tell them how many tickets you want and pay for them. And they didn't like that. Because that's not up to WHO guidelines, which I fully support now. Not for me, for you guys. I'm crazy. I just think you should. I just think you should CrossFit, and 49er tickets will fall right in your lap. You'll meet a 49er. Go to your local CrossFit gym. You'll meet a 49er cheerleader, and you'll get a ticket. That's what I think. Here we go. After that stunt you pulled on the San Diego Chargers, are they still in San Diego? Why do I think they're in Las Vegas now? Wherever the fuck they are. After that stunt you pulled on the San Diego Chargers, she'll be digging through your videos. You think that really? I don't think that was a stunt, dude. I think I was pretty fucking cool. I think I was pretty fucking cool. Seriously. You can't, like, if I was telling you, like, hey, for some reason I can't lose weight, and then I told you but I eat healthy, and then later on I told you I ate half a cheesecake, and you don't call me on it, you're a douche. You're kind of a pussy. So I don't know. So I think actually she'll like me for it. So that's that. Do you think she gets a lot of men hitting on her from her Instagram? A lot of dudes hitting on her? I bet you she does. I don't really like this. Ambiguity is not my I don't like ambiguity. Just say what you want to say. Just say it. I don't want to have to speculate. Why this guy Benny Johnson gives a lot of good information, and he's a hard worker, and but there's always so much ambiguous stuff or hyperbole in his shit. But this is interesting. But like, I want to know what did this guy say? Whistleblower Biden knew about Burisma, but just tell me. And then this guy Steve Lodge is more obvious than OJ is guilty. I don't know. Here we go.
Went to the FBI and filled out their witness tip line. There's a website. You fill out all these tips, these web directions. I submitted it. If you lie to the FBI when you're submitting a tip like that, you can go to jail. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. Joe Biden is lying. Joe Biden is a criminal. That's the bottom line. I don't care if he goes to Timbuktu or Ireland or anywhere. He's a criminal. And I've got the evidence.
What is the evidence? Stop saying that. Stop the name calling. Just tell us what it is. You sound like a fucking libtard.
If they put me in front of the grand jury that's right now seated in Wilmington with Special Prosecutor David Weiss, my testimony becomes the evidence that will put him in jail or...
Fantastic. Well, that's fantastic. We suspect something weird did happen in the Ukraine, and now people are dying there. And dear sir, Mr. Whistleblower, Mike McCormick, former House stenographer, please, what is the evidence?
Will lead to his impeachment. Probably lead to his impeachment first.
Okay, that's fantastic.
So you're saying that Joe Biden wasn't going to Ukraine to fight corruption. Joe Biden was going to Ukraine to help the natural gas industry. At the time, he knew that his son was on the board of the biggest natural gas business conglomerate in Ukraine.
So what? So what? You sound like the Young Turks. Just say it. By the way, I like that guy. What's that guy's name? On Fox? That guy's good. Jeff something. What's that guy's name? The host of that show?
That's exactly right. I went to the FBI and filled out their witness tip line. There's a website. You fill out all these tips, these web directions. I submitted it. If you lie to the FBI when you're submitting a tip like that, you can go to jail. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. Joe Biden is lying. Joe Biden is a criminal. That's the bottom line. I don't care if he goes to Timbuktu or Ireland or anywhere. He's a criminal. And I've got the evidence.
Because you've got the evidence. Okay, can you tell us what it is, please? I'm asking you nicely. I'm sorry for calling you a libtard. I apologize.
If they put me in front of the grand jury that's right now seated in Wilmington with Special Prosecutor David Weiss, my testimony becomes the evidence that will put him in jail or will lead to his impeachment. Probably lead to his impeachment first.
So you're saying that Joe Biden wasn't going to Ukraine.
Jesus criminy. That thing just plays in a loop and we're never going to hear anything new. I just say what it is. Quit acting like that. Just say it in all that hot air. Plange. He's lost. Someone help Plange out. Is the chat room gone now? No, the chat room's out of control this morning. Show's going off. It's insane. You're on Twitch still, which is cool. But you can come back here to YouTube as 12 daily doses and do your shit. Did you get booted again? I don't think so. How could you couldn't get booted? No, unless you got booted last night. I don't think so. Yeah, YouTube's back. My God. Someone help him out, please. Okay. Thank you. So Plange needs one of those people, like at the when you go to see a play, they got like an old person with a flashlight who has no business fucking directing anything. He needs one of those people to help him back to YouTube. Those old people volunteer so they can see the play for free. Even those people get power hungry, like those guys with the flashlights. I thought this was interesting. There's something here that I don't know what it is, but I wanted to point out that you could put a really cool guy in front of a bike. Like, so this girl, sorry, let me show you what I'm talking about. This is at obviously some motorcycle show in Europe. They're talking some foreign language, like Italian or something. And there's this girl who's absolutely gorgeous and young, and she got her shirt unzipped and she's bent over and she's sitting on this motorcycle, this crazy motorcycle, right? And she's sitting there, and I don't know what they're saying, but what I'm guessing they're saying is that they're making jokes that these boys are staring at the motorcycle when there's this gorgeous chick sitting on the bike, and they should be staring at her. And look at these boys are like staring at the parts, right? But what's interesting is that girl may get people to come to the bike, right? But if you put a really cool guy there who says he owns that bike and rides that bike, I think you sell more. I don't think she sells bikes. I think she draws people to the bike, which is cool. I mean, you're crazy if you don't love beautiful women. But I think if you have a cool ass guy there, like I'm trying to think who, like Rich, put Rich just there and he's just standing there answering questions about the bike. And he's like, yeah, I own that bike. I don't know if sex sells, does it? I mean, I guess Rich is sexy too, but I mean, like you could put like, I'm going over there to look at that bike because maybe that chick is hot. Well, that's true too, Trish. That's true. Little boys ain't buying that bike. That's true. But dudes are just like girls. They want to be cool. If another cool dude has that bike, they're more likely to get that bike. Anyway, what do I know? What do I know about selling anything? What the fuck do I know? I don't know shit. Sex sells on the strip all day long. Sex sells on the strip. What strip? Like the strip in Amsterdam where the ladies stand around in the windows. I know I don't like. I had never heard that term booth babes, but I think it's stupid. I avoid those booths. Like if I go to like some show and there's like if I went to the CrossFit Games and that Monster Energy had a booth there with a bunch of like skanks in it. Sorry, I'm just gonna say what it is. Beaver meat. I would avoid it like the plague. I have no interest in going over there. Zero. I'd rather like just sit in the stands and like have a competition with my friends who can find the hottest chick. Geez Louise, the move is to stand behind your lady to look at other ladies. You're going to get us all in trouble. Okay. Dawn here. Holy Dawn. Oh shit. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner for the craziest trolling profile picture ever in the history of the Sevan Podcast. 800 shows in. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Someone take a screenshot of that. Bruce, are you in here? We need that on the Instagram account. This is fucking crazy. Dawn Fall wearing a tube top. We're going to get to tube tops. Is that a tube top or a sports bra? With long hair. That's Tranny Dawn. That's crazy. I'm going to send that to him. That is fucking crazy. Tranny Dawn in the house. Nah, you need a regular guy standing by the bike and this girl hanging off him saying guys who own this bike are sexy. Holy shit. Holy shit. Dawn Fall. My God. That is insane. My goodness. It's like whenever the waitress at Twin Peaks or Hooters sits down at the booth with you to take your order. I'm always so fucking embarrassed for them. It works on older men, though. Older men, fuck you. But true. Good morning, sir. Have a phenomenal weekend. Olsen dudes. Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm excited. You know what I'm doing today, Mr. Olsen? I'm headed to, a couple days ago, my kid had his worst skateboarding accident ever. It was last week. It stopped him from doing jiu-jitsu all week. He dropped in on this huge, it's the biggest vert wall in Santa Cruz County, and proud to say. And thank God he didn't crash when he was dropping in, but when he was at the bottom, he thinks he hit a rock and he spun off and he's got all sorts of road rash. And all sorts of parents and people have been texting me and being like, hey, is he done skating? I'm like, what? Anyway, he skated like a savage yesterday in Sunnyvale, California. But today I'm going to take him back to the scene of the crime. And I'm going to see, I'm not going to push him to do it, but I'm curious how he's going to react. Yeah, that's DEI, Dawn. Nice. Anyway, I know you could relate to that. You know, I was thinking, I don't know if this is true, but for any of you who wonder how good my kids are at other shit, like I show a lot of skateboarding shit, but my kids do equally as much tennis and jiu-jitsu and as they do skateboarding. So if you're ever curious how good they are at that shit, it's interesting when I post jiu-jitsu stuff or tennis stuff, no one gets all excited. But fuck, my kids are so great at that shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. And when you're around when I take them anywhere where people know jiu-jitsu, like people just know right away. It's like, holy shit. Or if I take them to the local tennis courts, people see my kids and they're like, holy fuck. So it's kind of cool. I'm so proud of it. Anyway, thanks for the money, Mr. Wilson. It's awesome. I love it. 12 daily doses. $99.99. Great to be back on YouTube, Sevi baby. Thank you. I want you to know that I signed up. I'm going to sign up for a gun course with that money, gun safety course. In your honor. And I'm going to vote for a Democrat. Sevan, I'm not a Democrat. Okay, fine. Sevan, when you buy Morning Chocolate, we need a few spin-off podcast shows. CrossFit Programming, one with JR and others, and Nerdy Stats, one with Halpin and Tyler Watkins. Yeah, you're probably right. I wanted to do all that stuff on my channel. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to be on every show. I don't want to be on every show. But I wanted to do that. And I don't know if you guys know, I am serious. Like, I would help them resuscitate life into that fucking shithole woke rag. I like Katie Gannon. I don't know. I'm that guy, Joe, who works over there. I spoke with him once on the phone for like 30 minutes. It's like, and they got rid of that other fucking, I think they got rid of that woke douche from Outside Magazine, that Canadian dude. Sorry, Canada. Mr. Watkins, I don't want to do that. I hate stats. Oh, stop. You're great with stats. Stop. Wait, by the way, yesterday I didn't mention Mr. Spin and Tyler and John Young did a live show over on Spins. Yesterday I did a State of the Union on all the media outlets in the CrossFit space, and I missed at least 20 of them, and one of them was Spin. And I woke up this morning kind of in a sweat about it because I really like that dude, and he's awesome. Look at Dante Castro, kind of got the Will Brandstetter to look. Sevan, why aren't you going to Crash Crescendo? Because it's 3,000 miles from my house, and I have a 20-mile travel limit. So it's 2,980 miles past my travel limit. Devesh Maharaj, the Hammer Sevi, is definitely a little more than a little crazy. I'm so fucking normal. I'm boring as fuck. Also, Khalipa Gabe Starretts did a phenomenal podcast last week about kids moving. Oh, Where's that at? Where's that at? Who's Gabe? I'd like to see that. Thank you. That spin show is good. Yeah, I should look at it. John Young's so underrated. It's crazy. He's so good. Jonathan Ortega, Sevan, I sent Jason CF Media DM. He said he's alive and well and will be doing videos soon. Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you. Damn, look at you. Okay. This is a topic that's been near and dear to me for a long time. I'll play this first. This is going to be hard. My take on this is going to be hard for some of you to process. It's one of those things. It's like no, it's not like black licorice. Like black licorice, I really don't like the taste of, but I really enjoy eating it. It's probably more like fat girls, like they're fat, and some people might think that that's offensive to call them fat, but like I actually don't find fat girls unattractive, so I don't see the negativity in it other than for health reasons. So we'll play this and then we'll talk. But this has been a subject that I have a lot of I have strong opinions about that I just I've never had the opportunity, and I'm so glad this girl kind of brings it up to the forefront. Let's listen to what she has to say. Here we go.
Look at this. I can't wear a tube top because it looks stupid. It's like sliding down. These are my pecs up here. I got my boobs down here, and it just like. Okay, are we ready? Look at that. It's stupid. It looks stupid. Stay up. Even so. I just want to look cute, guys. Look at this.
First of all, you are cute. Don't worry about anything. Second of all, take that fucking stupid ass fucking nose ring out of your face. Nobody thinks that's cute. At most, someone thinks it means you suck dick on the first date. At best, that's like the best thing. And mentally ill, and you're into oral. Just the more holes you have in your face, the more guys think that you suck dick on the first date. Think of that as just a general pattern of male thought. It might not even be true, but I'm just telling you, as a general male pattern of thought, the more holes you have in your face, the more men think, oh, I can put my penis in your mouth. But what the fuck did Matt Burns just write? What did I see up here? That's hot, dude. Tube top is the worst shirt ever. Thank you. I appreciate it. Fair assumption. Yeah. It's just I know. It's not, I know it's so judgmental. I'm just saying it's like, if I see a small car that's red with like crazy angles and shit and I don't recognize it, I think it's a sports car and it's fast. Even though it's not, it might not be. Like a Miata might not be fast. But yeah, for every nose ring, belly ring, for every ring, and there's a certain number of rings where like my penis just lives in your mouth all the time and you're a cum guzzler. I mean, to be just completely disgusting and crass. But I'm not telling you, that's the general thought. Like more than 51% of the guys have that instinct. Got a hole in your tongue, all that shit. And no one finds it attractive. But it sends a signal that something's a little wrong with you. Look at nose ring is hot and he agrees with me. You see that? We're not even saying the same thing, and yet I know exactly what he means. Yes, I know. Yeah, we all know. It doesn't even matter if it's true or not. But anyway, this chick is so fucking cute. Perfect skin. But that, I agree, tube tops. Never, ever wear a tube top. Almost never. It's not that we hate them. They just don't flatter your body. They're just not flattering. I know it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm telling you, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm not disagreeing there either. Sevan had a tongue ring. Fuck you. Yeah. Thank you. Seema Beaver. A tube top should only be used for tanning. Why would you do that to your boobs? That's not even a nose ring, Trish. That's unless you're Indian and you're going to have one little stone because like the Maharaji told you to get it. No, never punch her. Don't put a hole in your nose. Never. I did not explore the Prince Albert. Yeah, septum. Yeah, it's a septum piercing. I don't give a fuck. Nose rings are gross. Thank you. Completely. Christine Young, uncomfortable. Yeah. Anyway, back to the tube top. Never wear a tube top. Ever, ever, ever. Now, are there exceptions? Sure. I don't know what they are. If you're a girl, don't ever, unless you have, and once again, it's just not flattering. Guys don't really care, but it's just not flattering. It pulls everyone's boobs down. So I'm mentally ill because I had my nose pierced. That's one of, no. You're not mentally ill because you had your nose pierced. It's just a correlate. It's a correlate. You were mentally ill and then you had your nose pierced. It's not, you see what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. No, I never had a belly ring. I've never even, do dudes do that? Can I Google that, man with belly ring? Let's stay focused on the thing here. It does not mean you're mentally ill if you wear a tube top. It just means no one likes you. It means whoever you live with fucking hates you. If you had unless you're basically like this chick with crazy fake tits and that's your thing and you're basically going to stripper mode. You're one level away from a prostitute. Just never wear a tube top. They just don't work. Oh no. You want me to Google men with belly rings? I don't know, man. Cisco has a belly ring? Holy shit. Yeah, that Dylan Mulvaney wears tube top. You know what? And Dylan's probably one of the only, Dylan can pull it off because Dylan's a dude. And his tits stay up here. Our tits just stay up here. If you're a girl, you don't want to wear something that pulls your tits down. Anyway, there you know. That's free guidance. I'm not saying if you dyed your hair blue that you're mentally ill. I'm not saying that if you have a nose ring that you're mentally ill. I'm just saying you probably are. Strong correlate. And the more holes you have in your face, especially one of those septum ones. I don't make this shit up. This is just the way it is. It's just the pattern that forms. I didn't decide this. It's observational. You're into ultra marathon running. You're covered with tattoos. There's a very good chance that you used to be into fucking drugs and meth. And now you fucking do tattoos and fucking run 100 miles every day. It's not a, I'm not just anyone. It's just a statistic. No, it's not. No, it's not my opinion. My opinion would be something different. My opinion would be, let me think my opinion. Blue hair is not attractive. That's my opinion. Raspberries are better than strawberries. That's my opinion. No shirt. I don't anything. Just not a tube top. Even though that's a really nice, I mean, she pulls this off. Let's play this again. This girl pulls.
I can't wear a tube top because it looks stupid.
She's fucking young and her body's
it's
perfect.
like sliding down.
It off.
These are my pecs up here. I got my boobs down here, and it just
like she's 100% pulling it off. But the tube top is just a dumbass shirt. Yeah, Danielle Brandon has blue hair. That's correct. That is correct. Kazavion, I've never touched meth. It's not culturally accepted by the blacks. Fair enough. I'm trying to think if I've ever done meth with a black dude. One. I did meth with one black dude. Little guy, shorter than me. It was crazy. Okay. Please. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Melissa. She knows she looks fucking great, but has nothing else to say. Move on. Fine. Okay. All right. Done with that. Anyway, no tube tops. That's just free advice. No tube tops. No nose rings. Just don't do it. It's you're basically just acting out. It's not. It's they're just not. They're a fuck up. Okay. Here we go. What is this? 518. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. Hey, have you ever had a girlfriend? Sorry, this alienates some of the women in the show. Have you ever had a girlfriend who you feel like, like when you're out with some guys and you're like, shit, if shit goes down, I feel sorry for the dudes that fuck with us. Like you just have certain friends that like, okay, when I'm at the bar, I can drink a little too much and I don't have to pay attention because you're with a couple dudes who are just like gnarly, right? Like Allison's husband. Like if I'm at the skate park with Allison's husband, you don't need to be worrying about too much shit. Big dude, strong dude, no Santa Cruz, fuck someone up. If some parent gets squirrely or some fucking meth head comes into the park, Baron will fuck them up. So I could be a little more relaxed. I'm just chilling, enjoying the kids, watching them more. You know what I'm talking about? It's subtle. Men know what I'm talking about, right? You're with other fucking capable men. There's this dude, Donovan, that I hang with sometimes. I can totally be like, let my guard down 10%. Someone comes in there, they're fucked. If they fuck with anyone in that room. It was same with this guy, Jimmy Letchford, I used to work with, who now works at GoRuck. Go out to breakfast with him in Portland. I sit with my back to the door. I don't give a fuck. Someone comes in there, they're destroyed if Jimmy fucking turns his attention on them. Well, I've actually had girlfriends where it's like, well, this girl could fucking hold her own too. And as I saw this, and it made me think of that. Look at this shit. Look at this girl. This is crazy power. That is nuts. Look how that girl even walks. Look at this. Look at this fucking girl. Are you fucking kidding me? This is nuts right here. Look at even like her stance, how right before she punches, she pops. That's what tennis players do. Right before they hit, they teach you to do a little jump. I don't know what those numbers mean. This girl right here.
Okay. Because.
Oh my god. In a skirt, and I like how I think they both kind of like pull down their skirt before they go. This chick, look how she pulled her skirt down a little bit. Okay, here we go. Boom. Oh my god. Anyway. Crazy. Notice no tube tops. Thank you. Yeah. Well, those girls can wear whatever the fuck they want. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing's absolute except that you can get kicked off of YouTube if you don't like the 49ers. My damn heavy-handed wife. It's cute till she actually punches you. Yeah. What's crazy is my wife could be like that, but she's just not. She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know. Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Robbie, Sevi, did you have a lip or eyebrow ring? Oh my God, you guys are fucking nuts. Do you not know me? I'm like peanut butter and jelly and fucking no anal sex and like I ride a BMX bike, but not very good at it. I'm a poser like that. Like that's who I was as a kid. There's nothing. No, there's nothing. I did nothing. I'm just normal. Just fucking boring. No one ever fucking molested me. I didn't have to lose my virginity till I was 18. I thought it was cool to play my radio really loud and put 15-inch woofers in my trunk. I'm just a poser. I still am. Just a regular dude, just trying to find my way in the world. A little squirrel trying to get my nut. Oh, funny. Yeah. Then there's this. When I was, a lot of you know this, I made a video about this one time, basically telling about my journey. But when I was 16 years old, I did get kicked out of my mom's house. And I moved into, my dad owned an apartment building in a neighborhood where there was no white people. No white people. It was only black people and this one Asian guy who lived right across from me. His door was like 15 feet across from my apartment door. And I lived in this apartment building where the rent, it was on the Oakland, Berkeley border in California, and where the rent there was $25 a month to live in those apartments. And there were people there who hadn't paid their rent in years. And there was an Asian guy who lived across from me. And there were, every morning when I got up to go to school, there were shitloads of hookers outside waiting to get drugs. He was the heroin dealer. It was crazy. And I lived in that neighborhood for fucking 2 years. And I went out and walked around at night all the time. I was the only white dude. Cops were tripped on me. And there were a couple black dudes who took me under their wing. One of them, his name was John Johnson. He'd done a bunch of time in San Quentin for robbing a bank. He was older. Carried a crack pipe with him. I would always walk down to the store and buy us a couple 40s and stay up all night just drinking 40s and hearing stories with them. And then I was also homeless for 5 years. 2 years specifically homeless, and then another 5 years living in a car. When I was in college, I let more than 100 homeless people live in my backyard throughout my time in college. I think I actually wrote down all their names. It was like 149. No, John never touched me. But it's funny you say that. John never molested me. I never been molested. One dude tried to kiss me at the erotic exotic ball once. And I'm not really telling that story truthfully because I'm not comfortable telling it, but that was my only gay experience. But a lot of the black dudes in that neighborhood, a lot of them, the first assumption is that I was fucking John or blowing him, and so he protected me. Like, it was just like no one cared, right? It was just a common thought, and I didn't give a fuck either as long as no one fucked with me. But I let shitloads in college. I let shitloads of homeless dudes stay at my house. Shitloads. I made a list of all of them. They had dogs. They had hair. All of them drug addicts. Crazy shit. So I got that life experience. I seen a lot of shit, and I put myself in a lot of situations. Not to mention, I got just crazy life experience. Film movies in 100 countries. I tell you that every other show. Been to all the continents. I'm the only. You know what the weirdest thing about me is? Like I told you, I go to been going to the skate park every day for 4 years. I've never seen anyone but me pick up trash there. That's what's weird about me. I hold doors open for fucking people behind me, women and shit. That's what's weird about me. That's it. But no rings. Hey, dude, do you know how stingy I am with my time? Even if I wanted a nose ring, do you know I would never fucking do that? I would never take the time out of my day to go do that. I want a haircut so fucking bad. And I'm just so selfish with my time. Caller, hi.
Hey, while you're talking about what's weird about you, I got a couple questions.
No. What's not weird about me? Okay, go on.
All right. Wife and I are doing a home birth in July.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We had the doula over last night, and she's going over everything, different positions, what to expect, all that. But you know, that's everything for my wife, who's obviously going to be doing all the work there. But you've been through 2 home births. What should I expect as the loving husband?
Was it just to clarify, was it the doula or the midwife that came over?
Yeah, so the midwife will be coming over in June, like a month out. Last night was just the doula who came over. Midwife, we've been going to regular appointments and all that, but she just hasn't come to the house yet.
And are you doing, God, you're giving me all sorts of crazy flashbacks. Are you doing all the stuff like the food prep, or like you going to go like to Whole Foods and get all the fruit and like make sure she has water, and like, are you doing all that stuff where you're in charge of that?
Yeah, that's the game plan. I'm kind of going to be the whatever she needs. Doula will, do this and that. I'll do this and that. Midwife will just protect the baby when it's coming.
Now I'm going to ask you this question. It's going to seem like it might be inappropriate or out of place, but it's not. I think it's a litmus test. Are you absolutely just how far along is your wife's pregnancy?
So she this Sunday entered her third trimester.
Okay. Are you absolutely just cannot get enough of looking at her body right now as she goes through this transformation? Like if she's in the bathroom brushing her teeth naked, do you just stand there and be like, whoa?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yep. Then
Yeah,
you're good to go. Then you're good to go.
Yeah,
you're good to go.
unbelievable.
If
Yeah.
you're just,
All right.
if you're like more in love with her and more protective of her and all of that crazy shit's going on, and you just are just finding her more and more attractive, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like you just want to like eat her. That's pretty much, I think you're good to go. You know what I did do? This might be too much, but the one thing that I was really conscientious of is when the baby comes out, I really do forget what it is, but there's this skin that can tear. And they taught me in the birthing class that you're supposed to take your hands and pull that skin, grab like skin from their ass and the side and pull it together to protect that skin from tearing. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So I haven't been told about that, but I've heard of tearing.
Yeah, look into that. There's this move you can do, and I did it all the times when she was perennium. Yeah, eat her up. Yeah, exactly. I just could not get, when my wife was pregnant, I just wanted to eat her. I couldn't get close enough to her. I just felt it was a trip. But the perennium, I guess someone is saying. But basically, there's this part of them that when they have the baby, this skin can tear. And as the babies, you can look on the internet and find like or go to I might be too late to go to a birthing class, but you can do this thing where you pull skin from their hips or their butt or something. I forget, but I did a lot of that because I really didn't want my wife to tear.
And is that that's all pre-labor stuff, right?
No, that's as the baby's coming out. I think I was doing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because as it's pushing, there's only so much skin. Do you get queasy easy?
No.
Oh, then you're gonna absolutely love it. It's what the vagina does is, it's actually the only time the vagina looks beautiful. That thing gets as smooth as fucking marble. You're gonna fucking absolutely love it. It's crazy. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And now, did your wife?
Oh no, Allison's saying no, it's before also. Okay, maybe before also. I can't remember. It was so long ago, but that was probably the best thing I did for my wife. That I made sure that she didn't tear. I used my hands and pulled that skin, like extra ass skin or something, so that the vagina so it wouldn't tear. I forget how it works. I forget but I'm sure you can watch a video on YouTube about it.
Yeah, that's what in third trimester. So my wife has been prepping me of like, hey, here's what we need to do. Here's what we need to do. And that was one of them for the third trimester, was just basically like stretch things out and, prepare it, so to speak.
Yeah. You're stoked, dude. It's so amazing. You're gonna really like it. Yeah, you're gonna love it. Are you pretty good at being really chill and like just turning off and just becoming present?
Oh yeah.
Then you're gonna love it. That's your job. Just be as crazy loving and as accepting as possible. Our job is nothing but to accept it all.
And were all three of your boys delivered in like a tub in water or on a bed, a carpet, or whatever?
We had the tub. That thing stressed me the fuck out. We got one of those pools and I had to fill it and do all that shit, but she didn't really use that. I mean, very little. I think the first baby she had on her knees. The second one, I wanted to say she was squatting. And the third one, basically she went to the bathroom just to move, like I think, and then she went in there with the midwives, and then while she was, I think, moving, basically the baby just fell out. God, I wish I could remember. But that baby was actually born fucking not breathing. That was some scary shit.
Yeah.
And they resuscitated the baby.
I remember listening to your wife, and do you pronounce her name Haley?
Haley, yeah.
Yeah, I remember her. She was on a podcast describing that, how when your youngest came out, the midwives just put him on her back and were basically just, bringing him back to life. Yeah, exactly. They put like that it was like an old school turkey baster with a shitty dirty plastic mask on his face and pumped it. It was crazy. Holy God, it looked like it was 1550 fucking medical equipment. But they jump started his shit, and within 90 seconds he was breastfeeding. Wow. Wow. Yeah, the doula last night, it's just like your baby will know what to do. Your body will know what to do. If you just don't get pumped full of all the drugs at the hospital, every single hormone within you will do exactly what needs to happen.
Yeah, so we wanted a hospital birth, and we went to a birthing class, and that the instructor who didn't even encourage home birth, she said something like that blew my mind. She said that there is documented proof that women who are unconscious or who are actually even like quote unquote dead have given birth because the body will just put out chemicals that will push the baby out, basically will cause the body to do the procedure in whatever order it's supposed to happen, that will just push the baby out. And when I heard that, I was like, oh fuck, like that rocked me. I was like, okay, we don't need people fucking around.
Yeah, as I'm learning more here, from movies and just being a man, I guess, I always just thought it's the woman's job to push that thing out somehow. I didn't understand the process, but the doula was explaining last night that your uterus is literally getting smaller and smaller, just literally pushing out the baby. Like the baby doesn't have a choice. It's coming out.
Samantha H., you should also learn drug-free pain management practices. Don't go into an unmedicated birth without pain management plan. My wife did go somewhere every time that I don't know where she went. Like my wife was gone. I can't explain it, but it was like, like she was just gone. She was on a different planet. Like it's like, it's not even my wife when the baby's coming out. It was weird. It looks really I don't want to say hard. It looks really challenging to have a baby.
So there's been, let's just call it 2 separate births with 3 kids. What do you remember or look back on, Sevan, and just say like, man, I wish I focused more here. I wish I did this. Like what? Not that you live regrets, but
this is the only thing. I think that I wish I would have taken video of all, like with my phone, of all the kids being born so that my wife could have it. Because I think my wife, I think I only have one, but I think it's the kind of thing like, it truly is remarkable what these women do. You're going to see it and it's going to just it's like life changing. It's seriously, it's like it's like seeing God. It's you cannot, and you will feel some weird shit in the room if you're a very sensitive person. I mean, you're feeling a human being enter the world. It is some fucking weird shit, dude. And I wish I had a little more video of that to give to my wife. Like, and kind of like a wide shot. Doesn't need to be like zoomed in on their pussy, but just so she can see the ambiance, where the doulas are, where the midwives were, where you were, what people were saying, maybe her face. You know what I mean? Just as I wish I had a little more of that.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Because they always say you should be present and you shouldn't be filming and stuff. But in hindsight, it's like, I was present, but I wish I would have filmed a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
So for her.
With your background, right? I mean, you just said it. 100 different countries filming video. So, did you not think to set something up?
I did. I had my iPhone there and a camera there, but I just didn't do enough. I started really focusing on, because there's a lot of shit that you want to be really attentive to them too, right?
Yeah.
Make sure. So I just didn't do enough. Like I think one of the kids I didn't film. But you mean like lock off a camera, like have a GoPro set up in the corner on a tripod from far away?
Yeah, like that. But then too, was it just so much more intense where like you had all these plans, but you just got in there and it was like, man, this is crazy, and you just got so dialed in. Yeah,
I mean, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, and time is really weird in the birthing process. It's really, you remember that alien guy says you don't know where the time goes? It's like that.
Yeah.
Like they're like, your wife's been pushing for 7 hours. You're like, what? Feels like 5 fucking minutes. You can't even believe it.
Yeah, that's what, like, again, last night, the doula was like, all right, 5 minutes between contractions, and you're going to help, like, push this and this, direction, whatever. I'm like, 5 minutes in between? Like, what am I? But, again, I'm sure once we're in there, it's just going to be wild. Yeah, hey, will you call back and tell me what happened afterwards? Oh, of course. Yeah, I honestly would. Yeah, if you'll have me on again,
please call back. Please call back. I want to hear all about it.
In the last couple days when you weren't on YouTube, I was just like, oh frick, I lost my chance. Like I had this resource to call, and I didn't pull the trigger because I was being weak about it. And yeah, so when you were on YouTube, man, the world kind of shut down a bit for me there.
Well, good luck. Thank you for sharing, and good luck. It sounds like you guys are doing everything great.
No, I appreciate it. Can I ask one more question about one of your favorite subjects?
Please.
All right. So the process we're in right now is picking out a pediatrician and deciding child vaccines. Which ones did you and Haley feel comfortable with? And you don't have to go into the ones you're like, frick, no, that's poison. Don't put it in your kid. But what ones do you guys remember doing? That a boy. All right.
You can DM me. I'll talk to you all about it. The books that you want to read this book called Dissolving Illusions. And then you just want to Google, don't take anyone's word for it. Just Google this, just start Googling numbers. So if Tylenol was invented if Tylenol came out in 1950, look when headaches actually stopped happening. And if headaches stopped happening in 1948 and they're giving all the credit for Tylenol in 1950, then just be like, wait a second, what happened in 1948? Just start doing some of the really, you don't have to even dig that deep. Just start doing some of the simple math on all of them, any of them. And you'll start seeing some stuff that's like that. It should be difficult to connect to make the leap.
I got it.
Okay. And feel free to DM me and you can talk to me on the phone, or your wife can talk to my wife. We're not even like, I don't really care what anyone does. We're not Nazis about it. We're not like anti anything, but if you just want to hear our we have some pretty good perspective. And the thing is once you have one that's not loaded up, you start seeing some differences between yours and the others very quickly.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
No, that's good. Really good to know.
All right, brother.
Okay. So thank you so much. Thanks for what you do, and thanks for taking the call.
Yep. Ciao.
All right. Bye.
Jeremy E. World Sevi, let the caller know I have a group if he needs people to talk to. Oh, fantastic. A group of fathers. Yeah. Awesome. Father group. What's the name of the father group, Jeremy? What's the name? There was something Miss Ridow said in here that definitely has to be addressed. What did she say? She took some shot at me. Where is she? Jan Clark. Just stopping by as I can't watch live today. Glad to have you back on YouTube. Love y'all. Thank you. You are not going to get hit by a car wearing that orange jacket. Where I know Miss Ridow said something here. Elise Carr Ridow. Where is it? 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 We did a hypnobirthing class, by the way. I don't know if it's the best, but I really enjoyed the birthing class, which I thought for sure I was going to hate. Oh, she got one in here. You might see them poop. There's another one. Geez, Trish, I must have been too out of it to remember all that happening. I don't see it. Baby making podcast with Haley is good. BIRTHFIT's coming on as a sponsor, I think, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of a dream sponsor. Oh, I said I'm super chill. And then Miss Ridow standing behind her 3 beautiful kids for protection in her cool sunglasses. You're pretty chill unless it comes to tube tops and nose rings. Listen, I'm just saying, if Haley wore a tube top, I'd be like, babe, you got an amazing body and that's not attractive. That doesn't work on you. And if she had a nose ring, I'd demand oral daily. I'm just saying. Okay, here we go. This is it. This is the world we live in. You know, it's kind of like, it's easy to be like, well, duh, but here we go. This is the world we live in. I don't know what this is. I think this is some sort of protest in the UK to let in more refugees into the UK, but here we go. This is the US too. This is libtard world.
saying refugees welcome here. I was just wondering if you'd like to go down on a list saying you're willing to take the refugees into your home.
Only problem is I rent.
Just because you've got that refugees welcome here,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you'd like to go on a list of people that's willing to actually adopt a refugee and take them into your home.
Well, if I had any space, I
If
would.
you had
but
any
yeah,
space.
it wouldn't be.
Right,
Okay.
rental.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
It's someone else's job.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. To adopt a refugee and take them into your home.
No, I'm sorry, I can't.
You can't take one.
I don't have. I don't have.
You don't have the space.
I
You have a refugee stay at your house.
Yeah, I don't mind.
You go on the list.
I don't mind. Yeah, 100%. Give me the thing. Oh wait, I can't because my house is only little small. And
Amazing. That's what I was waiting for. Thank you, darling. Excuse me, my love. Will you go on my list of people that's willing to adopt a refugee?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Excuse me. Would you be willing to adopt a refugee into your home?
No.
No. Would you adopt a refugee into your home?
No, thank you.
No? So where should we put them then?
Sorry.
Where should we put them?
Sorry. I'm probably missing.
Don't worry about it.
Now, this is not going to be popular, but when I'm this old, I shouldn't be allowed to have too much of an opinion anymore. Like at that point, I should be just a wise old man. Like, what the fuck is that guy contributing, and why does he get to have an opinion on fucking? He can have an opinion. Why does he get to have a say on fucking refugees? That dude's gonna be dead in a week.
Hey, don't worry about it. Excuse me, sir. Would you be willing to adopt a refugee?
I would be willing, yeah, if I had the space.
If you had the space.
Yeah.
So where should we put them then?
Where should we put them?
Yeah.
Hey, this is the same thing. This is the same thing. Let's do the needle exchange in the black neighborhood, but not my neighborhood. This is Steph Curry. This is Steph Curry. This is fucking Steph Curry. It's all good until it's my neighborhood. You guys haven't done shit. Sevan, that's literally you in 5 years. I know that, and I'm cool with it. I told my wife already. I'm 51. I'm almost like a regular driver now. I mean, I'm so much better than the rest of the other people who drive out there. It's fucking nuts. But I'm at 51. I'm almost a regular driver, and I'm totally know that there's going to be a time when I shouldn't be driving. My dad should not be driving, but I don't think my dad could handle me telling him that. Isn't that crazy? We live with fucking morons. Let's go. Hypocrites. This is just crazy hypocritical.
This is,
Placard saying refugees welcome here.
A massive protest in the UK, which I'm making the assumption is to allow more refugees in. And then this guy's walking around saying, will anyone allow refugees in? Here you go. That's fair enough, Allison. 18-year-olds with no life experience should have a say, but experienced 7-year-olds should stay out of it. A good point. Absolutely brilliant point. What I'm saying is this. If you're a 70-year-old and you're healthy and you think you're going to be around another 10 years, good on you. I'd like to take some advice from you and allow you to help steer the way. And fuck yeah, the 18-year-olds are just making absolutely idiotic decisions, but they're going to have to live with their decisions for the next fucking 60 years. This dude this guy that they're interviewing looks like he's going to be dead in a week. That was more my point, but very valid, Allison. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Like, yeah, let's get some wisdom from some older people. It's not as cut and dry as I was making it. I apologize. Thank you for adding some nuance to it. Stephen Flores, anything over 80 is living on borrowed time. I don't know if that's true, but it feels right. The fire station I worked at is in the most diverse square mile in America and is known for bringing in political refugees. God, I bet you crime's high there. Just a guess. They're not exactly supported by the upper class folks around them. That's for sure. There's so much shit. I only have myself as an example, and I apologize, but I'm trying to think of anyone besides. I know I've seen Greg do it a shitload of times. It's like I want to say, less than 1% of the people I've ever been with have ever acknowledged a homeless person. So a homeless person's on the street, and they're like, "Can I have money? Can I have money?" And everyone I know just turns their back to them. Or when they pull up on the highway, they roll down their window and they put out $1. No one ever says hi to them. No one ever talks to them. I used to see Greg do that shit all the time. Because no one really cares. No one wants to give their time. It's just bullshit. It's just virtue signaling bullshit. But it wasn't for me. And I guess I'm pretty fucking proud of that. And I'm proud of the people around me who it wasn't virtual signaling for them either. I'm not saying you got to like give anyone a fucking hug. I'm not saying you got to stop and fucking help with their psychiatric issues. Just eye contact. Hey, what's up, man? Have a good day. That's it. Just like treat them like a fucking normal person. Don't look away in fucking fear like it doesn't exist. Don't walk by trash on the ground and step over trash on the ground somewhere where your kids are playing. Really? That's your world? There's trash on the ground. Your kids are playing at the park. Like I go to a park where there's a sandbox. And there's like someone's clearly eating McDonald's and their shit's gone everywhere. I always picture it just being some drunk 18-year-olds. And there's 15 kids playing there and 15 parents around. And the kids are like playing in the wrappers and shit. No one goes over there and picks it up. If you give money to a homeless person, you literally want them to continue to be homeless. Give them a job application. I have up after 2 events. I have a blind guy on the train. I gave a blind guy on the train some money. Later, I saw him without the stick and glasses walking normally. That's an awesome story. Hey, that's a character actor. At least he's acting. You're paying for some quality acting. Most of our homeless people are mean here. Yeah, totally. I agree. They're drug addicts. I'm just suggesting, like, listen, if you want to completely fucking like ignore the drug addicts on the street, I'm not saying that let me be clear. It's these people in this video that I'm talking about specifically. They're not going to do any, like, if you really care, like, if you don't care, I'm not judging you. Like, if you just don't care that there's homeless people and you got to go about your day and you're doing your own shit, you're trying to raise your kids and you're trying to get your acting career off the ground and you're trying to pay your bills and you're trying to have a relationship. Like, I get it. But then don't go to a fucking protest in your spare time and want more refugees in. You're not taking care of homeless people or a needle exchange program. Like, you're like, just stay out of the whole problem altogether, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't have a problem. It's not what's the word, binary. I'm just looking for consistency. If it's like fuck drug addicts, fuck homeless people, I'm doing my own shit. Cool. I love that. That's the best. But if you're gonna fucking get involved in it, it's like protesters. Like, I don't care if you protest or you don't protest, but you're burning down Ferguson and you're throwing bricks at cops, but you've never written a letter to your congressman. There's just some inconsistency there that makes you a fucking piece of shit. Your go-to is to burn down a city and throw a brick instead of like write a letter to your congressman or run for mayor. I mean, come on. That's kind of what I'm saying here. Yeah, panhandling is a job. Gandhi said that. Begging's a job. It's the worst profession. We have panhandlers in Texas that do that for a job. Yeah, all of them. They even have a route much like the hobos who rode the freight trains. They're professional beggars. Yep. 100%. And professional thieves. You have to remember all of those people, Sevan, it can't be all of them. 99% of those people that you see, they are also crooks. No judgment. I'm just telling you, that's their other job. They're also crooks. It's a great word, isn't it? Crooks. They steal. They recycle. You could say they recycle. They recycle your shit that you don't really want recycled. I do want to make one amendment to something I said. I said that I've never seen anyone at the skate park pick up trash besides me, but I did see there is a guy there who skates there who's an older guy, probably my age, and he does come periodically with some chemicals and he cleans the graffiti off out of the skate park, which is pretty hardcore, really hardcore. Here we go. Here's our friend. So this dude Dylan was on the Today Show. I remember that show being around like I don't know 50 years ago. I feel like when I was born, this show was around.
Be a mom one day. That's going to be a passion for me. I think seeing a trans woman as a mom is going to be very important.
That's just absurd. You are a biological male. You can't get pregnant.
I want to be a mom one day. That's going to be a passion for me. I think seeing a trans woman as a mom is going to be very important.
That's just absurd. You are a biological male. You can't get pregnant.
I went and listened to this whole interview on the Today Show. And I thought that Dylan dude seemed cool. Crazy, but cool. Like there's nothing in this person that triggers me. The thing that's going on here, the thing that's going on with the trannies is that there's something conflated here. Like we just don't want them around our kids, right? Like this person does not bother me at all. Zero. I'm not triggered by her. I don't even find I don't find him let me see if I can find the YouTube if there's a YouTube link. I can play a little more of the I don't find this person even unattractive. There's nothing about this that bothers me. It's the grooming part, right? And this is, I'm trying to think how to explain this. I think I have a clip that explains it better than I can. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this. Maybe I'll find it in a second. How come there's no women? Stick with me here, people. Ready? How come there's no women dressing as men dancing in front of kids? I'm going to repeat that again. How come there's no women dressed as men dancing in front of kids? Why is it men who are dressing as women? Why is it men who are dressing as women dancing in front of kids? Do you see what's going on there? Do you know who the murderers are and the pedophiles and the molesters? I'm so sorry to say this. They're men. Women don't do that shit in general. Caller, hi.
Hi. I'm curious to know how your wife feels about Dylan Mulvaney. Like, does your wife find it, I don't know if offensive is the right word.
No.
I guess I'm looking for perspective.
I'll ask her. My wife is so fucking cool. She's so, I don't know how to explain it. She's like, it's like living with a fucking angel. It sucks.
I do not easily get offended. I think people that easily get offended are very weak-minded people.
Yeah.
However, when this Dylan Mulvaney comes at us and is trying to say, I want to become a mother one day, I find that I don't know what the word is, but being a mom is my most proud. It is the greatest job I've ever had, and it is something that I am the most proud of. And so when there is a biological male trying to come into this space and take over such a sacred job, the most sacred job in the world, I find it very disturbing. And when they use terms like chest feeding, and birthing people, I find it very, very disturbing.
I'm going to ask my wife that as soon as we get off the air. I can guess that she's very, my wife is so even tempered. If she did have those thoughts, she would probably sit with them. My wife does a lot of like sitting, like regular sitting and watching thoughts, like just really like in the chaos of it all. Right. You just walk into the room and she's sitting like this guy in the Sevan Podcast sign. And then there's boys just bouncing off the walls, like pulling her hair, kissing her, tickling her. And she's saying bad words and she will just sit there through it. And so I don't really know how my wife feels about being a mom, to be honest.
Because
I should ask her.
You should ask her, because the news media is trying to normalize this, right? And if we don't stop it now, if we don't try and interject now, it's going to become further normalized, not just for us, but for our children. And
that's the part I really am tripping on, by the way. Like, that's the part that I'm tripping on. The men and women will get through this. The adults will get through it. So I'm offended. I'm not offended. I get all that. I'm triggered. I'm annoyed. But the shitty part is, right, like, we are going to, like, no child should. Oh, this is going to be brutal to say this. A child deserves an honest, non-delusional upbringing. So whether you have two moms or two dads or a mom and a dad, they shouldn't be lied to about the parent's sex, and they shouldn't be confused about biology. And at that point, you're really fucking scrambling a human's brain, and it's just fucking abusive.
So I have a question for you. So I am a firm believer in having discussions with my children, very important discussions like sex and where babies come from, having those conversations with my kids at my kitchen table before they hear it from somewhere else, right? I don't want my kid learning about sex on the bus, right? I want my kid to learn about sex from our family. Like, I think it's important to set those boundaries and just those, here's what it is, here's how it works. I don't want them learning about those things elsewhere. Not saying that it's not going to come up elsewhere, but I think it's important to have those really important life discussions in our home, right? So that they're not, I guess, taken by surprise. I don't want them educated by, Tommy Joe on the bus coming home from school. But
what about someone talk? Let me put the question back at you. So the other day, I heard my boys, I don't remember what it was, but they saw something, and one of my boys said, "That's gay." I go, what? And they go, "That's gay." And I go, "What are you guys talking about?" And they go, "Well, that boy said he likes that boy or something." And I go, and then I said, "Why do you guys say that's gay?" And they go, "Well, so and so." And then they told me the kids that told them what the word gay meant, and so they knew what it meant. And I just sat there and I just sat there for a second. And I was like, "Oh, cool. Thanks for sharing that with me." I did not dig in. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying I did it. I'm not saying what I did was right or wrong. I want to be careful. I don't indoctrinate them any other way. I want to make sure they can come talk to me.
Right. And so a very similar situation happened with my daughter. And I'm sure this is going to piss a lot of people off, but these are just my beliefs and my husband's beliefs. But they were talking about, a girl had married a girl, and now they're lesbians or something like that. Yeah,
that's the kind of shit I heard too. I've heard shit like that from my boys too. They're using words and trying to figure shit out.
And I said, Evelyn, that is, yes, women can marry women and boys can marry boys. I said, but that is the law of this world. That is not the law of our God. And our God believes that men marry women and women marry men, and that's how a family is created. And then that was that. And it hasn't been brought up.
Do they ask you who God is? Do they ask you who that is?
Well, we talk about God all of the time. We pray together as a family all of the time. My daughter goes to a Catholic school. My son goes to a Catholic preschool. And it was actually the pandemic that brought us really closer to our faith than we've ever been. My daughter was all lined up to go to a public school, for her kindergarten year. But then the pandemic hit, and the Catholic school in town, which is actually up the street from me, was the only school in town that was offering a full-time in-person program with no masks and no like stupid requirements. So I pulled my kid out of the public school registration process and I enrolled her in the Catholic school. And I feel like that was really the start of our faith journey, and just becoming closer to God. So yes, we do talk about God a lot. And I've heard you say this before. Sorry.
No, go ahead. No, you're going. You're on fire. Go ahead. I'll interrupt you in a second. Go ahead.
Okay. I've heard you say this before. Humans are designed to worship something, right? And if they don't worship God, they're going to find something else to worship.
This is a truth. You just said a truth. You said it better than me. You've said it. That is that is a truth. If anyone's saying that there's nothing true on the planet, she just said something that was true.
So Sevan, so why not introduce your children to God?
Oh, and such a good point.
Why not? Why let them go off and find something else to worship? Because at some point, you're not going to be able to keep them in their bubble, right? They're going to have to go out into the world, and you need to better prepare them to have a biblical worldview. Why let them worship something else?
God, let me read something to you really quick here, okay? Let me read something to you that 12 Daily Doses wrote that I think is probably true. I'd bet $1,000 that it's true. He says the majority of child grooming in the U.S. is in the church. It's not even arguable. The amount of grooming coming from trannies and gays is literally negligible compared to what happens in religion. Now, I do want to say this. The only reason why I think that that's true, what he said, is because there's so many more churches, right? But there is a lot of weird shit that happens in the church, right?
Of course.
And it comes down to watching your kids. But I think if there were as many trannies as there were priests in this country, I don't have a problem with Dylan Mulvaney, by the way. I really don't. Like that seems like a whatever that is. I don't know what's going on. But the trannies that we're seeing on the news that are men dressing as women and then dancing sexually, like men are. I don't care whether a man's a tranny. I don't care whether a man's a tranny or a straight guy or a gay guy or a fucking furry. Men should not be dancing for kids. And this is going to be hard. Men should almost not be left alone with kids. Like, unless they're their kids. Unless they're their kids.
We have a major sleepover rule in my house. My kids don't go to sleepovers at other kids' houses, and I don't allow other kids to sleep at my house.
Yeah, like, I won't be allowing that either, I don't think.
All it takes is one crazy, 13-year-old girl to come up with some crazy story about, Evelyn's dad, blah, 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 blah. All it takes is one time for one psychopath to come into your house. You don't know anything about them. You don't know how they've been raised. You don't know what they're, okay, yeah, you might exchange niceties with the parents, but you don't know them. Why would you invite someone into your house to that personal level and open yourself up to that? So we have a very strict no sleepover rule, and I do not budge on it. I've been asked tons and tons and tons of times, and my kids are now coming into that stage where it's a popular thing. But I want to circle back to the Catholic, what you were saying about grooming happening, in Catholic, in just in religious places and churches and whatnot.
Anywhere where there's shitloads of dudes, of dudes, it's going to happen. And the military, anywhere where there's shitloads of dudes, that shit's prison, all those places, dudes are fucking creeps. Period.
And so it is your job as the parent to educate your child on what is right and what is wrong. And I had called in last week about not keeping secrets from, other adults should not ask their children to keep secrets from their parents. It comes down to educating your child on what is right and what is wrong, and being very open as a family, right? And having difficult conversations about things. But that comes down to the parent and how are you going to raise your child? When I was growing up in my household with my parents, we didn't talk about sex. I didn't really know what a period was until, you know, I had heard about all of these things out in the world. And I do not want my child, my children, having to figure that stuff out on their own, because it was really confusing. Plus, like, you're crazy hormonal at the time, right? Like, you're starting to get your period, things are happening. So I just think it is so important to have those conversations plenty of time in advance. But this is a dilemma that I have in my head, and I don't know how to handle this, is with this whole transgender thing. And how do I educate my kids on this, right? Like, how do I have that conversation at my kitchen table with my kids before they hear about it somewhere else? I'm terrified to ask my
be careful about that, because
Yeah.
sometimes that's part of the plan. They want you to educate your kid first. Like, be careful what you tell, be careful how you indoctrinate your kid.
Exactly. Like, I'm terrified to ask my 8-year-old, do you know what a transvestite is? Or do you know what a tranny is? And I'm terrified to know what the answer is, because I don't want her to know what that is yet. I want her to have an innocent childhood.
I appreciate you calling. I want to answer some of these questions in here, and thank you for the thoughtful topics. Okay. Thank you. You were great.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Allison in 12 Daily Doses. There are literally 100 videos circulating with trannies dancing for kids. There are videos of kids who are 13 years old who are dancing for transgender adults, and these kids are transgender. You can walk into any bookstore in Santa Cruz, and smack dead when you walk in, our biggest bookstore on Pacific Avenue, smack dead when you walk in, there's this bunch of books on the table indoctrinating your kid into sex, the gay ABCs, how to talk to your kids about transvestites. They got all those picture books for kids. They're right there in the open. Don't act like this is middle America. Don't act like it's not happening. I grew up in the Bay Area. I saw shitloads of kids. This was 30 years ago. I saw shitloads of kids in those districts being with those fucking sexed up people. Don't do that. Don't say that like it's not happening, like, or that it's middle America and that they're scared. This isn't the Footloose era. We're not in 1982 anymore. This fucking thing is everywhere now. You drive by the fucking high school, SoCal High, and there's 10 boys out front who you can't tell if they're a girl or a boy, because it's the trendy thing to do. Don't act like this shit ain't. This shit is fucking happening everywhere. Go into any fucking bookstore now, and that shit's fucking front and center, indoctrinating your kids. And hey, dude, saying that the church is a fucking a bastion of pedophilia doesn't stop anything. Doesn't stop any of the other truths from being correct. And let me say this: the commonality here is it's dudes. That was my point. The commonality is it's dudes. It's not. I don't understand the fear either. The fear comes from the fact that people aren't probably doing their job. People aren't spending enough time with their kids. Hey, dude, have you read the Bible, the most available violent book in the world? Dude, I'm not worried about kids reading about. I'm not worried. I'm worried about you at the age of 2 teaching your kid that it's really important that before you die that you figure out whether the Sasquatch has fur or hair. These books are just making up bullshit, imaginary ideas and concepts and thoughts around someone's sexuality, and they're introducing it to kids at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You act like it's not happening, Daily Doses. It's fucking everywhere. They got the fucking gay flag in front of the elementary schools in my town, all of them. They got the sex flag. Like, dude, what I don't understand what you're... Fine, you don't see the gay flag as the sex flag, that's fine. But you didn't grow up where I did. I grew up with gays. That's what that flag means to them. That's what that flag means in California. In California, the gay flag means those people there are open to genitalia in their face that's the same as that they have. That's what it means. I don't know where you live. I'm telling you, that's what it means in the Bay Area. If you can't make that connection, that it's not something you want your kids to know about, I'm not even upset at you for it. You do you. They got an elementary school down the street from you. But I'm protecting my kids from that. I'm going to let that grow up. I'm going to let them grow up and find out things at what I think is a better pace. Call it what it is. It's the genitalia flag. You call it the gay flag. It's the genitalia flag. Okay. It's always fucking men dressing as women. That should, any man who doesn't trip out on that is not a real fucking man. I'm going to tell you this. A wise friend of mine told you this. Anything a man does sexually, if it surprises you, then you don't know men. Nothing should surprise you. Nothing. And gay men, especially gay men, and they know this, and I know this. This isn't to dig at them, because at least with women around, they put the brakes on us. No, you're not going to do that. No, I'm sorry, you're not going to put that those pepperoncinis in my asshole. Dudes are fucking nuts. Are fucking nuts. Yeah, no one's suggesting that. That's you. That's you suggesting that. No one ever said that. Gays are not pedos, dude. They're gay. You're suggesting that gays are pedophiles by saying that. You went there, not me. I'm telling you the truth about what men and sexuality. That's what I'm telling you. Okay, here we go. Listen to this. Listen to this goofball. This joke doesn't even work. Black people can raise their voice to the police, and it's actually white people who can't. That's why that joke doesn't work. Ooh, got a little fired up there. All right. The irony of that. I'm not sending my kid to fucking church to be around fucking 35 fucking dudes in robes either, Mr. Doses. You should stop referring to all the, it's not cool that you keep thinking that gay people are pedophiles. It's not like that. Yeah, this is good. I like this. Allison, I grew up seeing people who had transitioned, 3 in my close circle when I was a child. I wasn't traumatized at freaking all. I just knew to treat them the same as I would anyone else. Sounded like it was handled very professionally, maturely, healthy. Dude, it doesn't support it's fucking a sex flag. Do you not understand? Do you not understand? It has nothing to do with who you have sex with. Stop fixating on that. What do you think is more likely? What do you think is more likely? If you're a black man, no, that doesn't work. Let me rephrase that. What do you think is more likely? A melanated man, unarmed, to get shot by a police officer, or to be struck by lightning in the United States? Do you see how crazy we live in? Crazy town banana pants. You see that? Just simple thinking. Just simple. This is once again, third grade math. Just simple third grade math. I will argue back against this in a second. Just simple third grade math. Look at this.
Candace Owens, there was this video of her that was going viral at a college campus talking to students about black on black crime. And she said something that really pissed me off. She said that you're more likely to be struck by lightning as an unarmed black man than get shot by the cop. I looked up the data for myself and she was right. There's more people who get struck by lightning than black unarmed men get shot by the police. Y'all, so I'm sitting here editing this video and I figured I'd go in and get the most recent numbers. For the year 2022, there have been 12 unarmed black people.
By the way, the most racist, he's looking this up in the most racist, really the most racist newspaper in the country. This newspaper is crazy. The Washington Post, owned by Jeffrey Bezos. What a fucking hellacious shit rag. Do not believe anything you read in there.
People shot and killed by the police. 12. National Weather Service. There have been 19 people struck by lightning and died in 2022. There is
oh shit, it's not even how many people have been struck. It's 19 have been struck and died. Now, the one weird thing is about this study, this presentation is we don't know how many of those 19 are black guys or black girls, the melanated. But I think it still drives the point home pretty clearly. But it would be funny to find out. It would be funny to if it was more, if of those 19, 12 were melanated, that would be fucking crazy.
Legitimately more people getting struck by lightning and dying than black people are being shot and killed by the police. Spare me. It blows.
Dude. There's that too. Then that's an interesting, that is a very interesting point. Lightning is racist. That is, that would do a whole show on that. But it's crazy. It absolutely fucking nuts that things like that can happen. That means that, think of the implications of what that means. That means you should be more, if you are a melanated person and you're afraid of cops, that you should be terrified of thunderstorms. It's just I know once again, I know it has to do with skin color versus the fact that the lightning doesn't just strike black people, but the numbers are so minuscule, it still drives the point. I know there's a little crossover between comparing plums and apricots, and we got a pluot here. Those of you who like fruit metaphors, I have a pluot tree. Excuse me. Nuts. 5:12. Oh my goodness, hour and 37 minutes. Holy cow. What a great show. I appreciate everyone's contribution today. Miss Allison Bishop. 12 daily doses. Trish, of course. Kazavion. I've always been wary of thunderstorms. Fair. You should be. This is fucked up. Jake Chapman with a crazy contribution. More Japanese people have been killed by nuclear bombs than any other race. Oh, okay. Okay. Here we go. I actually have I have some Japanese friend, half Japanese. There's this family that we hang out with who's half Japanese. Go figure. The kids are crazy talented and smart. Okay, here we go. Let's lighten the mood up. Let's try to lighten the mood up a little bit.
You're the type of person to revel in someone getting cancelled for something they said 10 years ago. You're just ensuring that one day you'll be cancelled for something you said today. You can't predict what will be offensive in the future. You don't know who the dominant mob will be.
Right?
You know, like the worst thing you can say today, get you cancelled on Twitter, death threats, whatever. The worst thing you can say today is women don't have penises, right? Now, no one saw that coming. There are no 10-year-old tweets of people saying, you won't find a 10-year-old tweet of someone saying women don't have penises. Do you know why? We didn't think we fucking had to.
Why is he so good? Man. He did? What? No. Come on. Stop. Trish, stop. Dude, he went so hard at the Academy Awards. I don't care if he's sponsored by Pfizer now. Oops. Careful, Sevi. He went so hard at the Academy Awards. You grew up 10 minutes from Redding? Did you mean Redding? You're in California? Wow. Why do you keep saying that? Why? Why? Yeah, no 49er talk. Thank you. Why are you guys hating on him? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, here it is. Here it is. How am I not friends with this guy? I mean, this guy should be friends. I do think this guy's probably chubbier than me, though. Which it would be kind of cool to. I'll take my shirt off when he takes his shirt off.
I want to be transgender. I don't even fucking have a problem with that, and nobody else does. Nobody cares. Here's what they care about: you shoving it in everybody's fucking face everywhere they fucking look, saying that you're the most protected class of society, and you're saying you're the most villainized. Well, the reason you're getting heat now is because now motherfuckers are getting to the point where they're running into schools and killing people because of the perceived hate that they're getting, when in reality, you wouldn't even get the hate if you just leave the kids alone. This isn't hard to understand.
And because we know you're crazy. Don't forget that. No one be like, hey, they're not crazy. Allison, you got to know they're crazy. No one chops their penis off. No, who's not crazy. You know that, right? Okay. Let's agree to agree on that.
Yeah, but the reason they won't leave the kids, why won't they leave the kids alone? Or why would a grown man dress like a woman? And because you don't ever see it the other way around. You don't ever see women dressed as men doing the fucking dances and shit. It's always fucking men dressed as women doing the fucking dances in front of kids. And the real shit is we have a whole infiltration of pedophiles doing this shit, and y'all motherfuckers are celebrating and enabling it, and it's bad. And people hate it. And guess what? They're not going to fucking take it forever.
All right. I probably stirred the nest a little bit. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. March him in. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, take that. How's that? That's the guy who owns Form Fit or something, right? True Form? Who's he talking to? That's a good question. Should I send this reel to my Portland friend, Sevan? Yeah. You know what's good about having doses in here? Just having a variety of opinions in here, like doses and Allison, is you should be prepared for those types of responses. 12 daily doses. There's literally close to zero evidence of them being pedos, fake news, Sevi, and you know it. Oh, is that what he was saying? Is that what I think he's saying is that men who dress up as women in what would be considered the clothing that strippers come out in before they take their clothes off and dancing in front of kids is inappropriate. And then your response was, well, it doesn't happen very often. And mine is, well, there's 100 videos on the internet that says contrary to it. And there's videos also of kids who are 13. There's that 13-year-old boy, girl, I don't know what it is, who's in transition, who's dancing for adults. And I think that there's just a shitload of evidence. By the way, someone did send me a video of a transvestite walking into a gas station and hitting two people with an axe. I decided not to show it to you guys. I felt like it was fucking crazy. I decided not to show it. I censored it. No one's hating on the trannies. Well, at least I'm not. I shouldn't say no one. I'm not. Like, I don't care either. Dude, there's doses of kids putting money into those people's pants. They shouldn't be putting money into, like, I would not let my boys put money into a good stripper's pants, like a hot girl stripper or ugly girl or any stripper with a vagina. My kids would not be around strippers. They're behaving like strippers. You know that. Daily Dose is doing the math for us. 100 videos. There are 350 million people in this country. It's a low percentage, but people are fucked up. Trannies are regular people. All creeds will be fucked. Fair, true. I ain't lying. True. I hear you. I agree. What do you guys think about this? This is the kind of stuff that I kind of want to maybe have this guy on the show. I'll play it a couple times for you. But basically, these people are doing drugs. I think that's a glass pipe, and this chick's smoking crack. Look, she got rubber gloves on even. That's weird. And her boyfriend gets pissed because someone's filming his girlfriend smoking crack. Action.
What's up, bro? What you doing with that phone, bro? I know you ain't taking no pictures, my nigga.
I'm telling y'all, I live right here in this building. There's little children up in this building. Y'all need to take that shit somewhere else.
Take what?
Using this dope right here.
Hey, you doing dope?
Y'all need to use the dope somewhere else. I'm telling you right now, you got to use the dope somewhere else. Go use the dope somewhere else, bro. Go use the dope somewhere else.
What's up, bro? What you doing with that phone, bro? I know you ain't taking no pictures, my nigga.
I know you ain't taking no pictures of my bitch. Wow. I wonder what that rubber glove is for. He's in his socks on the street. I wonder what that bottle is. Now, here's the thing. These people don't want to be living like this, right? Scoop them up, put them in jail, let them get sober for a week, and let them out, and keep giving them as many chances as they can. If those were my kids, if this was my daughter and this was my son, I'd want them to go to jail. If that was me right here and this was Haley, I'd want us to go to jail. I just need a reprieve from the streets for a second. I don't need someone to come by and give me fucking clean rolling papers, clean needles, and a substitute for fentanyl. That's not helping. I don't think that's helping anyone. I think that's making the problem worse. Fake benevolence. What would you want? We talked about this yesterday. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This shit is fucking crazy what I'm about to show you. Those of you who like to think that I'm crazy, well, you're going to fucking love this. Now, I've noticed over the years that something is happening to my skin. It's like just not the same. I don't know what. It's just not as taut. I mean, it's still taut, but it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not. See that? It's just like, it's not. But this shit. So I don't really think, I really do believe this is Joe Biden, just so you know. I don't want you to get all fucking crazy. I really do believe that this is Joe Biden. But you're going to see something on his neck here that's fucking crazy. But remember, he is old as shit. But let me see if I can make this bigger. There's a bunch of weird shit you're about to see here. Do you know what? Do you know when people get so fucking old that like before you talk to them, you're like, like you're like got to get ready. Like they're gonna ask you 5 times what you said. They're gonna misunderstand what you said. You're gonna have to explain it. It's just you want to give them attention, but you have to really slow things down. This is the president of the United States of America. By the way, this guy right here, this is his son. This is an acknowledged sex addict, prostitution addict, crack addict. A friend of mine, the true story, went to the White House in the last year to a party. And they said Joe is the old guy that just no one, it's just like the old grandpa that just sits there and no one talks to. Like he's like one of those Chuck E. Cheese characters that's just turned off until you activate on him. He's basically just, he's gorked is a little strong, but he's close. Okay, here we go.
Oh, Air Force, look at this. Air Force One. Right here. That's pretty cool, man. Dad, he's got a question.
Okay, so Hunter Biden just said, "Hey, Dad, he's got a question for you."
What's your question?
And the kid says, "What's the top secrets to success? What are the top steps to success? What are the top steps to success? Some little boy asks the question to the president of the United States. He's like 13 years old.
What's the top steps to success?
And then he repeats it. Joe Biden repeats it. What's the top steps to success? And guess what Joe Biden says?
Success? Well, making sure that we don't all have.
Making sure that we don't all have 49ers. This is in Ireland. Like, this is in the last week.
COVID. What are we talking about?
And then he says, what are we talking about?
To success. Like, what's the key to success?
And so then his son has to come up and say, oh, what's the keys to success? Dude, it's that husband and wife, and the dad's so fucking old, the man's so old, that the wife always has to be like translating everything for him. We've all seen that, right? We've all seen that, right? You guys have all seen that? You have someone in your family like that? There's always someone who has to translate their shit for him.
What's the key to success? There was a guy named Jesse Helms.
And then he goes off about Jesse Helms being a racist. This is in Ireland. And he just goes off about Jesse Helms being a racist.
South Carolina, North Carolina. And he was a very conservative guy who was very, not very crazy about African Americans.
He was a very conservative guy who was not very crazy about African Americans. Don't worry about any of that weird shit. Now watch his hand on his neck here. This is the part that a lot of people are tripping on. Watch his hand on his neck when he scratches his neck. Watch this. I wish I could zoom in on it.
South Carolina, from North Carolina, South Carolina.
Watch his finger.
North Carolina. And he was
Here
a
we go.
very conservative guy who was very, not very
Look at the way his fucking skin moves on his neck.
crazy about
See that? What the fuck is that? He scratched his neck and look how his skin stayed. And people are tripping on that.
African Americans when he got.
And then it kind of smooths out.
He
a little
always
bit.
had fights.
Well, the key to success for Hunter.
Now, I do think that is Joe Biden. Bob Jerome, Sevan, it's dementia, Sevan, not age. I'm Biden's age, and I'm not even close to this. Okay, well, thank you. Fair. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right. I understand. I misspoke. I'm trying to regroup. That was inappropriate. It's not because he's white, and it's not because he's old. Can we agree he's old? That's old. That you're old. That's fair, right? Old. That's relative. You're not young, but it is somehow a dementia, which is probably caused by lifestyle choices. Holy shit. Do you guys want him to there you go. Now we're talking. Our reptilian overlords are here. My mom asked me the other day, she's like, how was your show? I said, great. I said, she said, should I listen? I said, no. Man. When I see him going up the stairs to get an Air Force One and he trips and people show that, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. When he crashes on his bike, so what? When he goes the wrong way, no problem. I don't care about any of that. But when you can't have a conversation, and he's doing that thing. I mean, I know those other things are correlates. They're like the eyeliner to this, the being gorked. But when I see this, I can't find any way to let him off the hook. I know that's the thing. Moon, is there a possibility that this is not the Joe Biden? Who the fuck knows anymore? Extra sloppy. Biden is pretty good test enemy to the fact that it doesn't matter who the president is. Oh, pretty good test dummy. I see what you're doing. The status quo will operate perfectly in alignment with whatever is against the public. No, I disagree with you. I disagree with you 100%. I think it's exactly a testament to why the president's so important. I disagree with you. I think that we're so, bear with me here, extra sloppy. I'm not trying to fight with you. I think when you even if you don't like the president or who's in power, when you have a really, really strong president, it gives everyone in the country confidence. I think that I think we're so easily influenced. I mean, look at, we're such an emotional, our consciousness in this country is so easily swayed in one direction or another. We're such an emotional herd. And I think that having someone strong at the helm, regardless, and who's coherent, and who I think it does matter. I think that there's a morale that comes from a strong leader that I think it's so important. I think everyone's. I disagree. I'll work on my presentation of that, but I disagree. I think it does matter. I don't think we're doing the status quo. I think basically it's kind of like he's bringing out the worst in all of us because he's so weak. And I think that there's a power vacuum, which causes a lot of corruptness. Heidi Kroom, it's clear just from that clip that he doesn't have the mental capacity to make decisions about this country. Corey Leonard, Robin Williams did a bit on rambling Joe Biden back during Obama's White House. Dude has always been insane. It isn't new behavior. He had a brain tumor or something. He almost died. 12 daily doses. Joe Biden's a disaster. Fuck. Sevan, I actually agree. I apologize for agreeing with you. Rich Froning for president. God. I could not agree with you more. In all, from the bottom of my fucking little heart, I could not agree with you more. I don't know if you're serious, but I am. 100% serious. That would be absolutely cool. Probably couldn't come on the show anymore. You know who doesn't come on the show anymore? Jack Della Magdalena. Remember that guy? He still texts with me a little bit, but he doesn't seem to want to come on the show. That bums me out. I really liked him. Really liked him. No. Not unless, would you go gay for Froning? No. Not unless we were in prison. No. There's nothing there. I'm pretty, I've always been a little girl crazy. Justine Bateman. I find this just bizarre right here. Justine Bateman, this is how off kilter we are. Justine Bateman is embracing getting older. The 57-year-old filmmaker and Family Ties alum said she has briefly considered cosmetic procedures. She ultimately realized she loves her face exactly the way it is as she ages. Why? So the non-norm is to now let yourself age. This is what we've done to women. It's now like some sort of like bizarre thing if you don't do something to alter your appearance. It's somehow like that's tattoos are like that, right? When Jerome and I were kids, if you had a tattoo, it was like, oh shit, we knew. We knew. Like you were in prison, you fought someone, your dad beat you, like violence. Tattoos meant violence when Jerome and I were kids. Fair, Jerome? Can I say that? If you had a tattoo, there was violence somewhere in your life. Now it's like fucking everyone has one. And it's like you're a weirdo if you do, like you're unique if you don't. Wow, you didn't get a tattoo? Wow. Holy shit. Look how clear her eyes are as an old lady. I guess she's only 57. That's not that old. I don't think she posted this. I don't think she posted this. But she lit that. LA is such a trip, man. Southern California is such a trip. It's hard to find anyone who it's hard to find anyone who doesn't have plastic surgery there or something's been changed on them. Jeffrey Birchfield, wow, she's not aged well. I think it's just the lighting, to be honest. I think she's probably, I think she's really skinny, right? I think maybe if she put on 5 pounds and it was a little different lighting, she'd look much prettier. Jacqueline Solkis, I love Botox, great for tension headaches. Filler freaks me out, but Botox I'm good with. Man, I would hate to fucking be strapped to any of that. Sevi, how do you feel about Wild Health? Julie Foucher's medical insurance company. Know anything about it? I don't like anything about her. I don't know anything about. I know about the relationship that her and her. I know about her fucking duplicitous fucking husband or boyfriend, who she supposedly claims that she didn't cheat on when she was married to that other dude, Danny. And I know she tries to. I could do a whole show on her. I'm not a fan of hers. I think she's a quackadoodle. I think she's a unhealthily, probably extremely selfish human being. But all my experiences with her have been great. My one-on-one experiences. But I did not like. She's one of those people that I did not enjoy the seeing her in high tension during the breakup. So I'm not a fan at all. Zero. And I think she's pretty woke, and I think she hates the 49ers, and that really sucks. That's a deal breaker for me when someone hates the 49ers. Yeah, don't fuck with your face. I know, just don't fuck with your face. Julie, why can't you do something else for your headaches, Jacqueline? Why do you have to do Botox? Why can't you do something else? Like have your boyfriend go down on you or something. Yeah, Helen. I'm fitty and struggle to find any. I'm fitty. Oh, God, I love you. Oh, I know who this is. I really do love you. Holy shit. I wonder what time it is over there. God, great to see you. Helen, I'm fitty and I struggle to find any women. I would have never guessed you're fitty. I'm fitty and I struggle to find any women my age who haven't had something done. It's all Star Trek. Yeah, it's crazy. Everyone's had something done. I know. It's nuts. It just seems like a lot of work to me. I don't think it should be like weird. I don't think it should be like some crazy thing that Justine Bateman hasn't had any work done. So the fuck what? I don't think she posted this, but this is where we're at with women. And yeah, I used to trip. I remember 20 years ago when I would be like, I would do this game where I would look around. There were these 2 games I played. Does anyone drive a worse car than me? And are there any women who don't have their hair dyed? And it was just crazy. So many people, hair dyed. Now it's like surgeries and it's. I think it's cool. I think it's fun just to grow old. I'm enjoying it. Maybe because I was never good at anything when I was young. Oh, here we go again. Here we go. You ready? Here we go. Get ready. Here we go. Back into the fire. Legoland. This is at Legoland, and the guy's wearing the fucking gay flag. Flag that symbolizes people's sexuality, right? That's what that does? The gay flag? That's what gay means? Do you want me to look up gay? Daily doses. Remember, I had Meredith Root on here and Alice Parker. Alex? I really enjoyed hanging out with them. Actually, that was a cool podcast. And I asked them, gay means you're someone who likes the same genitalia you have, right? That's what it means. And that's the gay flag. So it's a flag for people who it's about genitalia. I don't understand why that's so hard for anyone to accept. You don't need to go anywhere else with it. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
The Lego group supports what?
Yeah, the Lego group very proudly supports the LGBTQ community. Do we not?
Yeah. Yes. But the question is, why are you all in here with those pins on, do you think children care about what man sucks at home?
He asked, do you think that kids who come into your store care that a man sucks a dick when he's at home? Dude, that is I don't understand how that's not a fair question to someone who's wearing that pin. It's not even hostile. It's just I guess the only presupposition there is that Legos are for kids. Well, they do have on their box like 3 and up and 7 and up, but they do have some boxes that are like 18 and up.
And what girl eats vaginas at home?
Well, that was cool. They said talk about which girls eat vaginas at home.
Do you think they care about
It's
that?
time to leave, man.
And then this guy says it's time to leave, man. Why is it time to leave?
Do you think
you're wearing a pin and now someone can't ask you about it? That's all. It's just crazy. It's fucking crazy that you can't have the conversation. Why can't he just explain it? Hey, dude, it actually doesn't mean that. The gay pride flag is actually just acceptance to make people who feel better, to feel more comfortable in our store. Why do you need to make people feel comfortable in your store based on whose dick they want in their mouth or whose vagina they want in their mouth? Well, it seems like to us that community has been persecuted, and that they do have a lot of money. They are the wealthiest demographic, and so we want to encourage them to feel welcome to come spend money in our store. Like, why? And then that guy can be like, well, it's a kids store. Why would you do it in a kids store? Well, gay people also have kids too, and they like. Why can't the conversation just be had? Why does it have to be like you're leaving? You have to leave now.
I don't think they think about that personally.
Right. So
he's saying I don't think they think about that personally. He admits that.
why would they think about it when they see your pin? Yes, they do.
The fuck they don't. They're little kids. They see that gay flag and they're like, that guy likes dick in his mouth. Of course they do. They're boys. They think your haircut's funny too.
It's disgusting. That's called grooming.
Right.
Yeah, this isn't fair, though. Sevan, I said no plastic surgery, 58 years old last Tuesday. Yeah, but you're part of the privilege class. You're about as fucking, your genes are about as, your genes are nuts, Cobra. Anyway, fuck Legos. It's too bad. You can buy knockoff Legos. I'm not supporting that shit. Sorry. That's just what I choose to do with my money. The beautiful Cobra roads. Yeah, I mean, basically, isn't Botox like botulism? It basically numbs a nerve, and I wonder if that shit can go sideways. I wonder what the side effects of that is. TMJ. That's when your mouth gets like stuck, all fucked up. The United States of America has the highest rate of avoidable diseases in the world. What does that mean? And guess what? I bet you. Imagine this. We have the highest rate of avoidable diseases in the world. That's why CrossFit's so cool. Because we hang out with people. That's why we hang out with people, and our topic of conversation is food and exercise. I'm not worried about people who feel ashamed or pressured or don't like that those people always. Why does Tia always seem so positive on social media? Well, that's your fault if it's bugging you or you want to be fake. Just take the good shit. We have the highest rate of avoidable diseases, and we're in a community where our lifestyle should steer us away from that. From those avoidable diseases. And yet, there's people, like we saw yesterday in the Sporty Beth, who want to argue their limitations. Do not hang out with people who want to argue your limitations. Do not hang out with those people. I can't help it. It's my genes, or whatever reason. That person was mean to me. They're racist. They're not nice. They're white supremacist. Whatever. Do not let them put any hedge against you getting healthier and getting away from these avoidable diseases. Do not eat half a cheesecake and then tell people you eat healthy. I'm reading this book of this author that I want to have on the show. And then I heard some shit that he said in the book that I just don't agree with, like wholeheartedly don't agree with. He called the deaths of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd gut-wrenching. He said when the 49ers came to town that it wreaked havoc on the planet. No, that's not true. It was our response to the 49ers being in town that wreaked havoc. It was our response. It's because when the 49ers came to town, we got scared and we locked ourselves in our house for 2 years. No, it's not Goggins. I would love to have David Goggins on. Is that his name? David Goggins? Breonna Taylor is different. George Floyd, no. How much you looked into Breonna Taylor? You know they found a dead body in a rental car 2 weeks before that happened? No-knock raids or shit. Hey, ma'am. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, I'm not going to do that one this morning. Okay. Let's see. One more. You really want to talk about Breonna Taylor? Just end the show. Your Breonna comment reeks of how uninformed you are. Dude, instead of taking the time to say that, just say, hey, dude, she was completely innocent. When the cops raided her home, she had no record. And she was with her mom in the house. And then I can come back and I could say, actually, that's not what I read. 2 weeks before they raided her house, they found a dead body in her rental car, which 12 daily doses you might care about if that was your brother or your sister or your children in that rental car, right? You might have been, maybe, I wonder if you'd be different at 12 daily doses if the dead body they found in a rental car 2 weeks before they raided her home, if you would have felt differently about them raiding her house with a no-knock warrant. I wonder, or that she had been visiting a guy in jail on a regular basis, or that the guy in the house that she was living with shot at the police before. I mean, but no, you have to attack me with, it shows how uninformed you are without saying anything. And do you know why you do that? I don't. Tell me, why do you do that? Tell me. Wow. Wow. Breonna Taylor sleeping, gunned down, dead, somehow not gut-wrenching. Once again, there you go. Dude, just stop. You know nothing. Instead of sharing information, just name calling, character assassination. You probably think Eric Garner deserved to die too. Now shifting the subject, emotional appeal. But send me a link. Sevi, there's a young lad from England called Ren. He's an incredible musician. You need to get him on. Send me his link in Instagram, please. I hope James Townsend comes on the show. Okay, I'll do that too. I'm looking to get a bunch of people on. I will definitely invite James on. I've been saying that for a year now. Ellie Turner wrote 250 calories in 1033. Pretty nuts. I don't really, it's crazy. You know what? I don't really know calories for time. I'm a meters guy. I wish I knew both. Dude, I don't have enough character to be as cool as you. I understand. I fully understand. Okay, we'll leave on this. I've played this before in another show. This is kind of one of the most startling things I've seen. It's just this. If you want to say something about this, Tori dose, 12 daily doses, this shows how fucking ignorant I am and how naive I am, because I cannot even fucking believe this. I cannot believe this. I shared this with one of the most naive people I know, who and they're like in a complete liberal, just chugger of the liberal Kool-Aid, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's all sorts of shit like this going on." I'm like, "What?"
Sight. Epstein was hiding in plain sight. We all knew about him. We all knew what he was doing, but we had no one that was legal aspect that would go after him. They were afraid of him. For whatever reason, they were afraid of him. It hides in plain sight. Epstein was hiding in plain sight. We all knew.
This is Cindy McCain, John McCain's wife, in a combating human trafficking symposium, I guess. And she's saying we all knew it was hiding in plain sight. We all knew
about him. We all knew what he was doing, but we had no one that was legal aspect that would go after him. They were afraid of him. For whatever reason, they were afraid of him.
What? Hey, we watch people take their kids to the 49er games, so I guess anything's possible. I'm surrounded by people who took their kids to the 49er games. Why would I expect anyone to stand up against Jeffrey Epstein if they know that he's fucking raping kids? Anyway, I wish I was leaving the show on a more positive note today. Absolutely fucking nuts. Have a great day. Sunny in California. Love you guys. I'm going to go out and play in the garden, smell some flowers, and then off to the skate park. Allison, I hope I run into you today. I think I'm headed over to Scotts Valley soon. Love you guys. And, oh, wait a minute. James Newberry, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The great James Newberry. I can't ever remember meeting James Newberry. But I am truly pumped to meet him. All right, guys. Bye, Judy. See you tonight. Love you guys. It was fun. Bye-bye.